it working? Okay. Hi guys. Welcome back to some more Kerbal space program. We're back over here. We did recover the mission coming back from Moho. We do have this little test that I want to go ahead and do it right away before I go basically to the main event. I probably should have done it on off screen, to be totally fair and honest, but now it really doesn't matter anymore. We have to test the heat shield while splashdown, so pretty easy, pretty much free money. If only I could find it. There it is. Heat shield 3.70. Whoa, this is pretty huge. Okay, sure. Seems fine so far. Ignore the way the ship looks. That is all fine and under control. It's just gargantuan. Let me get like an actual larger pod. No, not this. Come on, can do this. Even this is not big enough, but at least it's not, terrible, I guess. Put the giant parachute over here, and I guess we'll put, I don't know, some huge ass fuel tanks and attach an engine to them. A man's hail. A skipper should be strong enough. Maybe attach another parachute just to make sure these things survive when they fall down. Something like this. Alright, and we're ready to go. We don't need the entire crew on, by the way. It's fine, you can stay home. Jebediah, you pilot this, let's go. Should be pretty easy and simple. All we have to do is to get ourselves, get ourselves to the ocean. The left here, parachute ourselves splashing into it, and then test the heat shield. So all should go relatively well. Alright, this gets us to the ocean quite effectively. We can turn on the parachutes already, and now we will fall down, and as I've expected, we are falling very fast even with the parachutes. The engine would not survive an impact at 20 meters per second, so we will use it to slow ourselves down as we get closer. Come on. Careful. Not slow enough so that we take back out, but there we go. Something along these lines. Should be good enough to safely impact the water. The reason why I want to maintain the ship integrity is because the skipper engine is pretty expensive, and the command module and whatnot, and the mission is already not giving us too much money anyways, so might as well not waste money, right? Alright, that was it. We'll just recover it, and we basically haven't wasted anything from the ship while we were able to finish the mission and get the money. Free money, pretty much. Alright. Anything else? Oh, we now have the missions to extract units of ore, because we have the new what are they called? Miner modules. Yeah, this is interesting. Wouldn't you want to test them on the moon first before we send them all the way to Moho? I don't know, it's just me trying to be reasonable over here. Test this landed. What about those temperature surveys? Are they at least close enough? But they're not, but I can try regardless. These are pretty close. Oh, they're pretty close too. Yeah, we can do this. We can totally do this in one episode where we simply feel so bored with life that we don't want to do anything. So yeah, grabbing this. And why is this so much? They're all below. Crew report. They're below and they're pretty close. I'm gonna grab it. It's a lot of money and prestige for really not much cost. Alright, everything else should be fine. So yeah, whenever I feel like completely bored with my life, just gonna grab, you know, the space plane and fly around and do these missions. But yeah, compared to like this one, these are pretty close. This will only take like, I don't know, half an hour each to make. 1 hour, 1 hour and a half at most. It could be done with both of them. Now, let us go and see what rest we have over here. So we have this one, which is now has entered the Jool sphere of influence, and it seems that the way it has done so has resulted in such a powerful gravitational assist that it will literally fling us in the end of space-time, which I mean, it's a little bit too fancy to say it that way, but basically we're gonna go away and never come back, which is definitely not something that you would like to see. We're gonna hit the periapsis at 46 days, and we also do not have any control of the ship, and that is rather unfortunate. Where is Joel again? We must be getting... I mean, we are getting closer and closer, but we're still pretty far away from it. Could barely see it, the giant, the gas giant. Oh, there it is. There it is, Joel. Far away, right over there. We can collect science. That is the good part of it, is that even though we do not have control of the ship, we do have we have limited probe control. So what I'm assuming is that these things work because they maybe you can like time them, you know when you're gonna go into the sphere of influence, and you time them, collect data at this point in time, even though we are technically doing it manually. You can just imagine that they are timed to do it at a certain point. I'm gonna observe a mystery goo as well. Goo feels right at home, and I think that is fine for now. I mean, we could do more, but I want to keep for Tylo as well, and the hope will be that once we fling out... Wait, let me see it from like... Oh my god. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger. I don't know how this is possible, but yeah. Jesus. My hope is that once we fling out from Jool, we will hopefully reconnect with the Kerbin, maybe through this outer space satellite or something, and by doing that we'll be able to control the ship and burn ourselves back home, hopefully. If not, then this will be the first vessel that will ever leave the Kerbal sphere of influence, and that's that's an achievement in and of itself. Alright, well, ignoring that, the next mission that we have up over here is the mission from Eve that is gonna be coming back to Kerbin in just 33 days, so that is what we want to focus on. We are gonna bring it back, and then after we do that, we are going to go back towards Joel and see how that mission works out. Planets are slowly getting aligned for another mission over here on Duna. Wait, let me smash. Let me go and check that interplanetary calculator again. Not interstellar mod, interplanetary calculator. There you go. Sorry for doing this like mid-recording. I just want to see. Okay, so they need to be like 45 degrees Kerbin with Duna, so it still has some time to catch up before we are ready to send the second mission towards Duna. Yeah, that will be the next event and milestone that we want to do, and we will need to do a lot of preparations for it. But it's gonna happen, a manned mission towards Duna. And if I finish that, you know, I think I'm pretty happy with ending Kerbal Space Program. If I can make a manned mission to Duna and back without any issues, then I'd be pretty happy. Alright, let us go ahead and fly the probe. We're now in control of the probe, going back towards Kerbin. Wait, where is Kerbin again? Let me see it. We'll need to do a few adjustments over here right now. Oh, there you go. We can already see it. Kerbin and the moon, far away in the distance, but we're coming back home once again. As I said, we will need to do a bit of an adjustment here because right now, with our current trajectory, we would be coming at very close of an angle, basically. And now we are in Kerbin's sphere of influence, and we can see Minmus as well. Why is it so low? Weird. Right. Yeah, we're going right towards it. No questions about that. So, what we will want to do is basically burn at apoapsis, and we are pretty much positioned right on top of it. Raise our periapsis to roughly about 50,000 meters. That should be safe enough for us. I did not expect that it would go that way. Wait, what? Why is it? It is going exactly the wrong way. And it's because of the weird angle we're coming at. So it's not apoapsis and periapsis, then what? Radially in? Radially out, maybe? There you go. That would work out. That is too much, obviously, but we'll keep an eye on it and do it slowly. Still on the nuclear engine, which is fine. Let's just burn right away, it really doesn't matter. Okay, there you go, that's what I'm looking for. Just bring it slightly up so that we have a relatively safe approach, which will be there in 1 day and a half. Quick save as usual for good practice. And start the eventual comeback. We'll be passing Minmus once again, relatively close by. This is like the last one. We passed the last one like very close to Minmus. Could have had an encounter if we really tried it. It is pretty interesting how we timed it. But yeah, we are coming back home after a long journey, and boy, I am excited once again. Seems that we will be having a small eclipse over here, which will be blocking our um, solar arrays, but it should be fine. At least I think we will be coming back on the lit up side, so pretty happy that for once we can see wherever the hell we land. Okay, sun is coming back out on the other side. Just need to be prepared to retract the solar panels and the comm array once we get like very close still. Like now, please. Oh shit. Quickly now. I should have done this a little bit earlier. And where the hell is that thing? Thank you. Retract antenna. There you go. We are now in the atmosphere and going in quick and hot. Oh boy, quick and hot indeed. There is quite a lot of speed that we need to burn away. I turned on the engines. This will lower our periapsis a little bit, but I hope that it will slow us down just enough so these things won't blow up. Oh yeah, I forgot to dump these fuel tanks. Come on, go back up. They're gonna blow. They're so gonna blow. We're going back up. Jesus, that's so close. Boy almighty. Alright, now it's only about... Okay, it's cooling off. It's only about remaking the orbit. That was a pretty aggressive re-entry over there. But luckily we did just fine. Nothing exploded. Get a very nice and clean view over the desert over here. Still slowing down. But yeah, we need to slow down to like 3,100 in order to be captured into Kerbin. That's roughly the speed that we go at. And we are out again, so yeah, that's a problem. We no longer have the atmosphere to slow us down, but technically, if we burn for long enough, we should bring ourselves back. It's only like an amount of time, and the reason why it's a longer amount of time is because once again we're using the very slow, not too terribly powerful nuclear engine, but we should be back into an orbit over here. I guess it's also because it's like such a steep one that we are doing it like this, but it's gonna be back very, very soon. And come on. You almost have it. Oh boy, yeah, it's back. Sure, we can keep on burning over here. We'll burn it to bring this one pretty close, and then we'll burn again at the apoapsis to like raise it a little bit, so we don't have the problems of exploding. It's usually a pretty big problem when coming back, and you want to avoid it as much as you can. We might need to have like 3 passes around Kerbin until we can like finally slow ourselves down and land. But that is fine. We are we are now safely in Kerbin's sphere of influence, and we can no longer like escape back out into outer space. And we should have enough time to do all this like back and forth switcheroo before we need to go back and take care of Jool. The probe on Jool, that is to say. Come on, do a little bit faster, thank you. Does take an entire day to get over here. I would not like to be an astronaut in these kind of situations, you know, being so close to land, but you know, just having to like, oh, just go around the planet one more time. You're gonna be back eventually. Okay, now focus yourself on that. I should probably reopen the solar arrays. That would be a good idea. Also the probe controls. I completely forgot about that. Might have lost the control of the probe just by accident there. Okay, let's burn over here. Bring these to roughly I don't know, 48,000 should be fine. I think we're fine with detaching these fuel tanks, by the way. So we're gonna save here, detach, And then we are down to the final stage. Close the service bay door, activate the radiator, extend some solar panels. Don't terribly need it, but just to be sure. And I think the comm array is strong enough to get signal even without being extended, so we will not bother extending it. So now we'll be coming back again. Shit. Quickly. Periapsis. Periapsis. Thank you. Alright. Retract. Blocked by the nerve engine. Alright. Oof. It's good to have a little bit of moments of panic every now and then. Keeps you alert. Now let's get this metal bucket down. Oh, the great grandfather Boris would say. I don't really like the fact that these things over time are rendered detached. It's a weird issue that happens, but you know. And we're hitting up once again, and we have roughly the speed that we have when we come back from Minmus, I think. So it's pretty hot. Let me tell you something, it's coming in hot. Alright, you know what? Full throttle, let's get this bitch down. This the monopropeller are being affected over here, but shouldn't be too terrible. We are below 3,100 and we'll be going below 3,000 very soon. That's less than the speed that we come back from the moon. We are also seemingly going up on the lit up side of Kerbin, and that is wonderful to see. I mean, it's wonderful to see where we're at, because usually I will land on the dark side, you know, get it? Okay, we might need, just because this engine is so not powerful, we might need to go for another pass around, but this one will be much shorter. It won't be like 30 minutes at most. But yeah, we're going back up again, and I don't think we have enough oomph in this ship to slow us down, in this engine to be more precise. Should be pretty good though. 20 minutes so far. I think we might be able to. I'm not sure if it's the most... It's obviously not the most efficient way. The most efficient way would be to just burn a little bit and let the atmosphere do the job and conserve fuel. But the thing is, we have so much fuel on board. Might as well use it, right? Yeah, we'll try to go for some sort of a more aggressive maneuver of like going back down right away instead of going for like another pass. And interestingly enough, we will be passing the Kerbal Space Center in our orbit, and quite very closely. This is something that very rarely happens, to get such an interesting go around. All right, well, we are definitely coming back. Let's turn our ship off. I'm not sure exactly how this will be affected, but we will be coming back down, and we will be coming back down very close to the space center. Hopefully not on the mountain. I wouldn't really like that. Please. It's not exactly what I'd have in mind. can see the island from afar. We're going back down again. Can see the mountains. We can see the other islands. I think we're going a little bit too fast to land on the space center, but I think this is the closest that I've ever landed. I mean, came back from a mission, basically. You can basically wave the space center from over here. Direct connection to the space center. There it is, right over there. There's also like the secondary airstrip over there. We can see it quite clearly from this angle. Let's burn again. Slow ourselves down. We will pass it, unfortunately. Should have kept burning there if I wanted to be close. It's so weird getting used to how air resistance works. But luckily we won't land in the mountains either, and I think I can be pretty happy about that. Now in surface mode. We might overshot the continent and hit the freaking water. It's just because we have such a gigantic lateral velocity. But yeah, for interplanetary mission to land this close to home, I think it is quite something. Those things are really doing something, aren't they? Yeah, the thing is that we are very we deep down very low in the atmosphere, and we still have quite a substantial speed. It's because we came at such a steep angle that this happened, but we should be fine now. We are below 1400 meters. We'll be below 1000 meters very soon, and now we are mostly safe. Hopefully we will slow down enough to give us time to activate the parachutes. That is, I think, my primary concern. Keep the engine up. We need to slow down, dude. We are coming in very hot. Okay, drogue chutes are ready. Deploy. Deploy. Ugh. Slow down. All right. Can deploy the main chutes as well. And deploy. I mean, extend. There we go. Alright. I would say this was probably the most successful mission. I mean, with a little bit more hand grease, we could have landed right on the Kerbal Space Center back from Eve, if you can imagine that. Yeah, this is... I don't really like this. Basically, they're kept together by, I don't know, magnetic forces or something. Alright, let's see how we can slow ourselves down here. Maybe keep the nuclear engine. It is very weak, dude. Like, at full throttle, we only slow down 1 meter per second from the acceleration. Oh boy. Okay, we did it. And touchdown. Alright, we're fine. That is yet another extremely successful mission. A huge milestone for our space center. A huge amount of science. A new milestone returned from a flyby of Eve. And that science, that huge amount of science, will allow us to get even more stuff. And I don't know if we should go for like very heavy rocketry. This might be what we need in order to build that ship for Duna. What I would like to go is ion propulsion, just to because it's very efficient and make the future probes extremely efficient. But I think I'm gonna go with very heavy rocketry just in case we need that. Conduct gravimetric surveys of Jool. Yeah. Warning: this is a survey of a gas giant. Plan accordingly. What do you mean? Near in space flight above. Oh my goodness me. Plant a flag on Moho, extract units of ore from Moho. Okay, you know what? Not right now, alright? Okay, so we have these bits of debris. We're just gonna destroy them now. And up next, we will have the flyby of Jool that we will be taking a look at. It is getting very close, only 8 days, so we will be doing that and then we will end this episode. Let me see. There it is, and we can see the moons now. Look at that. Isn't that just the most beautiful thing you can dream of witnessing? Alright, let's bring it up, boys. Can you imagine just how strong the gravitational field is? I don't know how the hell I got such at such a weird angle. I think I basically got boosted by the gravity of both Tylo and Jool together in such a way that I'm flinged all like away from anything that we ever know. So what can we see here? Trying to see, I think these are... I'm trying to like recognize the moons. I think that is Lyet over there. Bop and Pole, I think. Probably need to get a little bit closer to see the others. Seeing a sunrise from one of the moons of Jool is also one of the most beautiful things you can experience, and definitely something that's basically worth, you know, the endeavor of conducting a space mission. You know, you have a sunrise from a planet and you see both. You can see Jool, you can see the other moons, and you can see the sun, and you know that is just absolutely gorgeous. You can see them how they keep going around and around. So I think that is Lyet. Oh, that is Tylo over there, so that's what we will be encountering. Bob is apparently a little bit lower somewhere. Should be passing sort of above it. Can't exactly see it. It's not the biggest moon ever, but there you have it. There's also Paul, which is a little bit further away. Bob and Paul are very small, and they are, you know, the outermost moons. And then we have Vol and Lyet. Lyet is over there, and Vol is over there. So that's all the moons. We can't exactly see Bob and Paul, but that's fine. They're too small and irrelevant. Sorry, didn't mean to offend the moons of Jool or anyone who has feelings for them for some whatever reason. Only 4 days until the encounter, and we might do a quick save here. Oh, there it is. I think that is Bop, and that is Bop, and Paul should be somewhere like very far. I think Paul is like the furthest away moon that there is. And we can't exactly target them and get, you know, get our ship oriented towards them, because we have no control of the ship whatsoever. We are literally just free falling around Jool, hoping to collect scientific data. We will be passing Tylo though, and that's pretty nice. Look at the freaking dance, as I mentioned before, the dance of planets is so beautiful, I have to say, and nowhere in the space system is it more visible than on Jool because it has, you know, so many moons. See Lyet over there, which is, by the way, the only planet, the only, not planet, but the only celestial system, the only celestial body, goddamn, went around Jool, the only celestial body in Kerbal space program, except for Kerbin, that has an oxygen-based atmosphere. So if you have a jet engine and you manage to get it all the way to Lyet, you can use it. So we will be passing the periapsis very shortly over here, and we will be going around Tylo. It's going pretty far away from Tylo, so I still don't get how we got this badly propelled by it, but at this point, not going to ask. Lyet is gonna be passing very close to. Let's see, can we see everything? So there is Lyet, there is Val. Bob should be behind us somewhere. Pretty hard to see them. And Paul should be on the other side. Yeah, not exactly seeing it. And obviously Tylo, which we will be encountering. Alright boys, let's get to it. That's the periapsis of Jool, which I don't think is close enough for us to make any different science. Yeah, still high over Jool, so I'm gonna reset that. We're gonna have different science from Tylo though, so that's the least we could do. It's very cool that we are going around almost in sync with Lyet. I think it's pretty fancy. Alright, so now we are effectively in Tylo's gravitational sphere of influence, so we can go pressure reading, we can go for temperature again. No new messages, just the same old generic one, and that makes me a sad panda. We can go for mystery goo, and we can go for science Bay Junior. 200 science. Oh, and obviously initiated the first flyby of Tylo and escaped the gravitational influence of Jool because we have entered the one of Tylo. Alright, so now we'll be just witnessing how we go roughly around Tylo over here and then fling back into outer space. Look at that. Isn't that just a lovely sight? And look at how... Oh, I think that's Bop, by the way. The only way I could see it is because it's the sun over there. That's usually how... I mean, not usually, but many planets are discovered that way. You know, they see a star from far, far away through the telescope, and then they see a very small black little dot moving across the surface of the star, and you know that black dot is obviously... Oh, we passed around over it. That small dot is obviously, you know, the planet passing in front of it and casting a shadow. So that's how they discovered the planet, and using advanced mathematical calculation they can figure out, you know, roughly how big it is, what's its orbit, what is its speed, and other details like that. But yeah, we will be escaping Tylo just a few minutes, and then we are on our way towards the infinite void, if I may call it that way. No, I'm not talking about a vagina, okay? It's just space. Escape the gravitational influence of Tylo, and then it'll take us like 40 days in order to escape Jool yet again. So, you know, it's once again just how big the planet is, I mean, the gas giant is, and just how large of a sphere of gravity it has. That, you know, it takes. We are in its sphere of influence for like 80 days as we pass it by. But yeah, hey, look at that. At least our apoapsis has stabilized. But just how much is this number? That is 7 trillion meters away from the sun. It's not too bad. I've seen bigger numbers. No, I'm not talking about my dick. Okay, I think that's far enough with this episode and with the freaking genital jokes over here. Quick saving very fast, and yeah, we'll be back again very shortly, and when we will be the Dawn electric propulsion system, that is the ion engine, I think. Right, when we will be back, we will be I mean, the Duna probe still has a long while until we get there, but we will be getting close towards having an encounter over here. So what we will be doing is actually we will be preparing or starting to prepare the interplanetary manned mission to do now. We'll start building up the ship and, you know, checking what's happening with the other ones. I mean, we still have this one going to Ilu, which also has lost connection, which is just absolutely lovely. But at least this one won't fling us out into outer space. It also won't actually encounter Ilu unless we make additional adjustments, I think. I'm not sure if it has an encounter right now. And then there is this one which has encountered Dress, and it will go very far away, and then it will come back, and we'll try to bring it back in about 5 years or something. Alright, well then, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you next time. What are you going to be? Bye bye.